ګرانو لیدونکو یو څو مودې مخکې د لانګفورډ بي سي د اطفایې ټیم کابل ته تللی و او د کابل د ښار د اطفایې ریاست ته یې څه تحفې وړاندې کړې او د هغه ریاست د کارمندانو سره یې ګډ تمرینونه وکړه. د دې ټیم مسؤل ښاغلی باب بریکټ د دوی د سفر په هکله یو گزارش د آریانا تلویزیون ته راستولی دی او موږ له دوی نه ډیره مننه کوو.
بله، در این برنامه توجهتان را به بخش اول گزارش جلب میکنیم.
They've been to hell and back, and they're on the brink, and we don't want to see them go back and take that journey again. Only the belief in the importance of what you're doing can carry it through, right? So we'll see. We'll see when we get there, and we'll fly by the seat of our pants, and we'll be the best ambassadors we can be for our community, our country, and the fire service.
The expectations I have on this trip are not very high expectations. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that I'm going there with an open mind, and I'm going there to do the best I can to instruct them in the use of the gear that we are donating to them. But I'm going there with the expectation to anything that I can give them or any knowledge that I could share with them is a start.
I've never done a project or helped coordinate a project of this nature before, and my hope is to just make a person-to-person connection.
We're there to learn from them as well, and you know, the lessons that we learn are not just about firefighting. They're about camaraderie, about esprit de corps, about mutual respect for each other and appreciation for what we do.
I know that it is a dangerous spot. I'm not going to go anywhere other than the places I'm supposed to be. I'm not going to touch anything that I'm not supposed to touch there. You know, a soldier friend of mine that came back from there says, "Dave, if you didn't put it down, don't pick it up." And he wasn't being silly. Obviously, there's still unexploded ordnance over there. There's landmines, you know. So we joke about it, but stay to the roads, stay to the paths, and just be good, honest people when we're there, and we'll have a great time. As we approached the fire hall, I was feeling a little nervous because, you know, first of all, we were in the back of an armored vehicle with guns everywhere, and the first thing the soldier told us as we got in there was, if I ask for ammunition, pass it to me, it's down behind you. So that heightened my my nerves. But as we got close, I was nervous, but I was also anxious to get on with it, and just because I knew that with the team that we have is that as soon as we get started, that the ice would break and we'd be good to go.
It was extremely important to establish a relationship with our colleagues, and it was actually Lieutenant Spriggs' idea to bring photo albums. We were looking for something that we could leave with the firefighters that was somewhat personal.
This picture at the bottom is of Canada Day, our national holiday.
The four of us went through the albums and talked about fishing, where we lived, our families, and you could see that our colleagues were extremely interested in who we were, and that very formal veil started to drop.
Because it was sort of a long process, I was sharing my photos with the guy beside me, because a lot of ours are duplicate photos, so just so you can see. So he's flipping through, seeing girlfriends and friends of mine and females, and there's a lot of, ooh, interest, who's this, and are you going to marry, and the same thing happens when you show up first at the fire hall in Langford. They're asking the same questions. Who was that dropped you off? Oh.
This fire station is the fire station in Langford that
I was pretty sensitive when I was talking to them, because their stories were amazing. Their families, some guys having 6 kids and only 4 around, and you'd hate to even think about what happened to 2 of his children, and the places they lived. We take it for granted, running water and flush toilets and TV, and my kids with their PlayStation and all the other stuff. And these guys live on the side of a mountain where they got to carry water up and down by bucket every day. That's amazing.
Dirty Thursday is a custom that I'd like to see brought back to my home.
I thought Dirty Thursday was a very interesting story, and boy, that's something that we need to take back to Canada.
Apparently, Friday being their religious day and a day off from work, Thursday is a night to relax, a night to shower and get cleaned up, and it's apparently a night for romance. And it seemed to me that it was just, yes, absolutely, no questions. Thursday night was a night for romance, and I think it's a great tradition.
I mean, they told us probably no less than 6 times in the afternoon that they needed to get off early to go home and shower and shave and get ready for the big night. I thought that was funny. But they also realized that there was going to be no Dirty Thursday for the Langford boys, because obviously we're a long ways from home. So they got a big chuckle out of that. That was great.
That's just a liner.
Picture a free-for-all under your Christmas tree at Christmas with a bunch of kids. That's what these our Kabul counterparts were like. There was turnout coats and turnout pants flying, trying them on, and they're all dressed in suits and stuff like that, and they're throwing on turnout gear over top of their suits and boots. And I'm sure that the boots weren't even fitting them right. They were just happy to have a set of boots and a pair of turnout gear.
A lot of them haven't seen this equipment, and some of the equipment that they used to have, it's been gone, stolen, or on the black market since the war. I mean, it's like a carpenter not having the tools to do his trade, and now what the Langford Fire Department's done, and all the donators from British Columbia has done, they've given them the tools to do their job. They have the turnout gear, they have the helmets, they have the Scott packs, so they can go out there and be more effective when they fight the fires, and be safe while they're doing it.
The appreciation, or the level of appreciation that they have for anything that they have, I guess it's sort of the cliche thing that you hear all the time. People have nothing that show great appreciation for anything that they have.
I had a good chuckle. I looked at this one fella. He was walking around with a fire helmet on backwards. But I was looking for someone to point it out to, but I didn't want to be too obvious. But I noticed one of his buddies basically gave him the, "Hey, your hat's on backwards." I thought that was great.
in the true Muslim or Afghan custom, everything was shared. So the box lunches that the military provided for us was basically put out in front of everybody, and everybody had an opportunity to take part in what we had, and they were very gracious and offered us all sorts of food that they had brought and for themselves.
Being able to share a meal with these guys and learn about their traditions and learn about sharing your food around the table, and that these people basically have nothing, but if you come to their house, they'll empty their cupboards to feed you. Part of their culture when they get together is to sing and dance and have a good time, and I thought that was another breaking moment during this week where they were showing their acceptance of us. I was shocked. The guy singing was shocked. But the thing that amazed me, the guy singing, if you noticed, he didn't even miss a beat. He just kept going singing. Oh, well.